just want to know, this is my second time recording this. Anastasia Beverly Hills dropped a new palette, and has honestly been a very long time for me since I have purchased a Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So I wanted to get it because I'm not gonna lie, the shades in it are beautiful because I have used them before. But this is like in the least shadiest way possible. This is giving everything that I thought the Fenty palette was gonna give. Gorgeous, like that's all I could say. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 eyeshadows, and then these two are blushes. I initially thought this was a blush and this is a bronzer, but these are actually both blushes. I do personally think that to make this palette a bit more universal, because blush can be very subjective depending on your skin tone, it might have been better to put highlights. So maybe put like a rose tone and then like a more gold tone highlight in here, just to make it a little bit, you know, more friendlier to everybody. My first initial thoughts when I looked at this palette was, I was like, thank God there are not a million of these super pale matte shades. That was my biggest qualm with the Fenty palette. There were way too many super ashy, I don't know a better word for them, matte shades that did not show up on me. I am first going to swatch all of these for you guys, and then I will go in and do a look. Okay, so if you're interested, then just keep watching. Thing that everyone should be aware of when they are using Anastasia palettes, I found this to be true for like most of her palettes. She typically has softly packed shadows, meaning you do not need to like dig your brush in that palette to get a lot of shadow or color payoff on your skin. You can swirl down to pan, so do not be gentle with these palettes. You only need like a very light touch. You don't have to be as heavy-handed as you might have to be with some other eyeshadow palettes to get those colors to show up. Ooh, that's a read however you want to take it. This is the look that I did initially with this palette. I used more pinkier tones in this look, so I used Honey again as like that color in my crease, but I also used the shade Rouge like blown out in my crease, the shade Claret, and then the shade Peony on my lid. I think I want to go for like a darker look this time, especially because we're like in October basically. So I'm gonna do a darker look, deep berry, very little bit on this brush. And this is a time where you want to like tap that brush to get the excess off. And I'm gonna start to build that up in my crease. I would say rule of thumb here is start with a little bit and add more where you feel like you need it, because you don't want to get so much on your eye and then it's like super hard to blend. I'm gonna use the shade Claret to kind of like blend out the outer of just the outer edge of this deep berry, just so that there's like no harsh lines. Because I have this dark shade on my lid or on my crease, there really isn't much I could do to like drag something else into it. I'm kind of curious like about Primrose. That's a pretty like purpley color. Like I haven't really used a color like that, but my body is just like aching for Fire Opal. Oh my god, look at, she's such a pretty copper color. And when I tell you, she is like the softest like shade, like Be very gentle with her when you're picking her up. Oh my gosh, that's just like, I literally lightly tap my finger in there and just press that on my lid. The color payoff on this palette is insanity, okay? But this is, whew, I just can't get over her. This Fire Opal, really, that's my favorite. For the whole palette, that is my favorite shade in here. I'm gonna take Sparkling Amber, just a little bit of it. This is another shadow that like is really soft. And I'm just gonna like pick it up here, just so like there's a little dimension up there, but not bringing it too close for me to my inner corner. You could definitely bring it to your inner corner, but I have super sensitive eyes and that's just a no-go for me. So I know about it. We are gonna try the blush. I've actually tried this already. So I thought this shade Saddle was a bronzer. It's not, it's actually a blush. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of it and I'm just gonna like, not really put it where like my blush usually goes, but like kind of just like a little bit lower. It's a really pretty color. I feel like it does show up on me. It adds a little bit more warmth. I thought it was a bronzer because it's more of like a brown color. But you can have brown blushes. It does add like a little bit more warmth to your face than anything, which I like for the cooler months, I feel. All right, y'all. I feel like I might even like this look better than the first look I did, and I swore I was like so in love with the first look, and I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to recreate it. This palette is so bomb. I didn't think I would like another look as much as I did the first one, but I knew Fire Opal was like about to be my jam. This is such a good pigmented palette, and if you are looking for a new palette, like say if you're like me, I just cleaned out all of my eyeshadow palettes. I really only have a few. Get this, like pick her up. You won't be disappointed. Even if you don't feel like you will like the blush shades, fine. I would say this is still worth the $50. Not lying to you. Like, I feel like every single person can get their life with this palette. Someone super fair skin, someone with a deeper skin tone. Like, we can all use this palette. Now, for deeper skin tones, you probably are not gonna get much use out of the shades Honey and Mango. That doesn't bother me because it's only 2 out of the 10, whereas like some other shade or shadows that we won't name, it's like half of them. So I feel like this is worth the money. This is an excellent eyeshadow palette. It's perfect for fall. It has all the nice deep and the warm, rich fall tones. Like it will carry you into holiday. Like this is a good palette. Girlfriend, you did it with that one, Anastasia. Claps for her. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My name is Niara Alexis. I have a bunch of Halloween content that's coming up. We are gonna be starting to do Halloween content here on the page on YouTube, so get ready for that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.